Introduced back in 2020, the BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe was always the answer to the Mercedes CLA. But due to the pandemic, it kind of went under the radar, and to be frank, it just wasn't that good of a car to be talked about it all that much. But the Bavarian manufacturer aims to change that with this, the 2025 version with better styling, new features and better performance too. But the question still remains, does it deliver? When you talk about exterior styling, it very much does. Look at it, it's longer, it's wider, it's sharper, it's more proportionate, it's more hunkered down. It definitely looks better than the outgoing model. But you can't escape the feeling that it kind of resembles some designs in the market. Just hold on a second. I'm thinking here. I'll get it. I think it's there. Okay, never mind. Let's move on. Let's talk about the front. You get a shark nose grille. It's wider. It gets the BMW illuminated feature. And to be frank, this new modern feature in modern BMWs, I really like. And I love how the bonnet tapers down into a proper, sharper looking nose. It kind of does resemble the BMW M2. Then you step towards the back. Here too, it looks wider, it has better road presence. If you talk about the 18-inch M Sport light alloy wheels, they really lend a really menacing look to it. And because of this, you also get 19 millimeters of extra added ground clearance. As you make your way towards the back, you'll notice that the shoulder line is much more pronounced. It flows a lot better towards the back. You also have an embossed 2 Series logo on the Hofmeister King on the C-pillar. You also get M badging on the side, because right now the 218i M Sport Pro is the only variant that they've told us so far, but they'll let us know of more variants as the launch edges closer. Towards the back, you'll notice that the shoulder lines meet towards the back, where they form a integrated spoiler, if you can say, and I think it looks really good. Looks like a ducktail spoiler, and it lends it that mean sporty appeal. You also get Aero style sleeker tail lamps. You also get blacked out diffuser. You also get a new style of badging from BMW, where the 2 Series is more pronounced and the variant is much more visible. So overall, while the old 2 Series was getting a bit longer than tooth, the CLA had evolved, it got better looking, but I think now between the two of them, this definitely does the trick for me. Towards the front, it's a lot sharper, it has better road presence, it's going to look meaner coming in your rear view mirror, and this definitely makes a statement. Of course, outside you get the BMW 235i, you get the 220i, and those have a little more visual drama in terms of how they look, but the variants which you get in India, well, this is the highest spec one so far. Overall, I think it's really good. You know, you get vertical blacked out slats at the back, redesigned bumper in the front with again vertical slats there too. Overall, it's a lot more proportionate. It does get the details that help it stand out. So I'm quite impressed. But the interior, features, styling, I think those have improved too. Now, as you step inside, open the door, you'll realize you get frameless doors. Now, this was something which I really liked in the older 2 Series Gran Coupe, and it remains a highlight over here too. And when you do get inside, you notice the familiarity with the new onslaught of BMW vehicles like the 3 Series, the X1 and so on. However, I just stepped off the BMW X3. We were doing epic drive with the X3, the GLC and the NX350H. Now that's a teaser for you. But what I noticed is that the infotainment system and the instrument cluster do look a bit small in comparison. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty large. You get a 10.7-inch instrument cluster and you get a 10.2-inch infotainment system. However, it is running BMW's latest iOS 9 software. It's easy to read, the UI is pretty easy to understand, so there's no problem over there. Even the buttons for the AC controls have been integrated to the screen, but we've gotten used to this layout and I think it's pretty easy to find now. Of course, you get the sleek AC vents. Now here's something interesting. In this M Sport variant, you get brushed aluminum finish, but that's not all. You get integrated ambient lighting, which is dynamic, which means that if you control the AC controls, if you turn up the heat, this glows red, and if you turn down the temperature, this glows blue. I think that's quite interesting. And over that, you also get the M Sport stitching all across the dashboard, soft touch materials, not that much of hard plastic all around, at least in comparison to things like the BMW X3, which is a lot more expensive. And I felt this is along the similar levels of fit and finish and quality of components. And then if you talk about the rest of the changes, well, you get an updated sport seat. These have better bolstering, better cushioning, and you also get new upholstery. This is the Veganza, that's what they call it. It's a brown vegan leather finish, and not only are they comfortable, but I think they're pretty nice to look at as well. You get an updated center console as well. You get wireless charging, and like other BMWs, you get plenty of storage space. You get 2 cup holders in the middle. You get a large center armrest, plenty of space in the door bins. However, I do have to tell you about this new M Sport steering wheel. It's nice and chunky, but I think it's a little too thick around the spokes. So when you do get into the corners, when trying to get frisky with the handling, I feel it should have been a little more compact for building your confidence. But anyway, this car, even though it's made for comfort, BMW says they wanted a little more sporty atmosphere, and I think a more compact and thinner steering wheel would have probably helped in that department. In terms of features, well, you get a 12-speaker Harman Kardon sound system. BMW claims it's the best in the segment. We haven't had that chance to explore it all that much, but it was pretty decent to use. Panoramic sunroof, and the overall ambience has improved while giving it a sporty touch and better features. Now, one thing which does disappoint, especially given the fact that this will not be an affordable vehicle by any means, is the fact that you have manual adjustment for rake and reach with the steering wheel, and even the under thigh cushion is manually adjustable. Now, as wide and comfortable as the front seats were, the rear seats are clearly not the 2 Series Gran Coupe's forte. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not meant to be a family vehicle. It's supposed to be a sporty hatchback, a coupe hatchback for a high-earning individual, preferably in his late 30s to 40s, which means that either this will be reserved for friends, for parents, for occasional city usage, or maybe small children. But that's it. It is not a vehicle that is meant to be chauffeured in. But nevertheless, you still get some basic features, and I think that does redeem its ability to carry passengers. A large armrest, 2 cup holders, AC vents in the back, but no controls for it, 2 Type-C charging ports. You also get pretty large door bins, and obviously the similar levels of quality and fit and finish which you get all over. So overall, there's not much to talk about. The head space, the shoulder space and the leg space is decently adequate. I'm 5'6" and I am decently comfortable, but I don't think that will be the case for anyone above 6 feet tall. The front seats obviously are scooped out. That will help to some extent. Again, this is not a vehicle which prioritizes comfort at the back. Now, while most of the changes inside and out have either gotten bigger or better, there is one area where BMW has downsized, and that is in the engine department. This, my friends, is now a 1.5-litre 3-cylinder turbo engine as compared to the 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo unit that you used to get with the outgoing model. Now, this is even missing some horses. This makes 156 bhp, 230 Nm of peak torque. It's mated to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, and BMW claims it can do 0 to 100 in 8.6 seconds, and that is slower than what it did previously. And why have they done this? Well, because BMW wants this to be a more affordable vehicle, at least in terms of the engine department, while making the car a better overall product. But if you talk about performance,
the BMW 218 in particular seems to be a bit of a mixed bag. Yes, you are down on power and torque, But the car, as soon as we got in and started driving, felt really easy and effortless to drive. Step on the accelerator pedal and what you're greeted to is a beautifully linear climb up the rev range. The transmission is a slick shifting unit which will always keep you in the meat of the power band, and it truly has one of the lightest and loveliest steering feel I've come across in a car in this class. The suspension is comfortable yet taut enough to hold its line well through tight and fast corners alike. Overall, it is a well-rounded car which gets its basics right. However, if you decide to treat this sedate Gran Coupe like a proper M car, it shows its 3-port front-wheel drive weaknesses. The powertrain works well when you build speed easily, but step on the pedal in an aggressive manner and you're greeted to a noticeable engine lag followed by severe torque steer, and all the while knowing that if you try to solve this by switching drive modes, it'll only result in a dulled down experience.
So ladies and gentlemen, the new 2025 BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe. It's definitely a better vehicle than the outgoing model. It's better in terms of looks, better in terms of features, better in terms of how it drives. However, the biggest caveat here is that if you want a pure driver's vehicle, this does tend to disappoint a little bit. How is it in compared to the Mercedes CLA? Well, initial thoughts is that it is now a much more even match than previously. However, we will reserve our judgment when we can get both cars out for a proper one-on-one comparison. Now we wait to see how BMW prices the new 2 Series Gran Coupe and what are the variants which are available in order to give you a more comprehensive verdict. Until then, I thank you guys for watching, and if you did like the video, please to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, I request you, it really helps us out. Please do so, and I'll catch you guys very soon.